Over here is the Volkswagen Tayron, and this is a new crossover SUV by the Volkswagen Group for the Volkswagen brand. It is directly related to the Volkswagen Tiguan and the Skoda Kodiaq. Now, it should be noted that this basically replaces the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace. Now, the philosophy of the Allspace model was for it to be a 7-seater version of the Tiguan, and it was a hot seller. Volkswagen saw potentials over there, so they got rid of the Allspace model and they instead have this around. Now, if you want me to be honest, I'm beginning to lose track of the amount of crossover SUVs that are around, because when it comes to dimensions, it's very similar to the Tiguan, but you will notice that it is longer. So now, looking towards the front, it has the Polo style front grille. So if you can see the badge and the lighting in between, it's very Polo-ish from the 2010s, early 2010s, which is 64,000 euros. You get those cool air vents onto the side. Now, I'm going to confess, those air vents look amazing. It's like a jet. That is awesome. This is the R line, by the way, so this is what makes this particular Tayron quite cool, especially with those 5-spoke alloys. Thank goodness they didn't make it look like an ID model, because honestly, for other models, they're beginning to look like ID models. But for the Tayron, they stuck to a crossover SUV theme. And look at this. You get this piano black trim over here, which looks cool. Now, over to this area, its similarities with the Skoda Kodiaq starts to emerge in terms of its length. Then towards the rear, we get the Corrado style rear lights. I mean, every time I see those rear lights, I always think of the Volkswagen Corrado of the 90s. Sweet 90s, everyone. Now, from this angle, those wheels look quite sporty. They look like they're directly from a sports car. This is what makes this Tayron quite cool. In fact, when I hear the word Tayron, I immediately think of a sports car. This is what makes it awesome. But let's take a look at the interior. Already, just from standing outside, we can see that the seats are quite sporty because this is the R trim level. This is cool. Now, when it comes to the interior, they kind of went down the route of making it ID style with the screen already. Let's have a seat. So over to the interior, already I just noticed that you don't get electric seating adjustments, but you do get a lumbar support that's electric, so that's good. The steering wheel is always pleasant to hold on to, and this is one of the best in the automotive industry. The Volkswagen Group have the best steering. That's confirmed, especially with the Porsche brand and with the Audi models. The steering wheel, multifunctional, easy to use. Now, when it comes to the interior, they moved everything to the screen, and this is a concept I'm not a fan of. But then honestly, the Volkswagen Group are not alone in this. Stellantis has been obsessing over this. Other car manufacturers and groups have obsessed over this. You get a digital instrument cluster that looks somewhat humble than before. There was a time Volkswagen would have this like visual plastic that surrounds the screen, but this time the screen looks like it's part of the trim. Look at this. And you get this nice looking trim over there. That's cute. And then this swivel wheel over here. That's cool. That's cool. And you can navigate easily around the menu. That's it's just like an iPad almost. This is cute, honestly. This is very cute. Now, when it comes to the Volkswagen Group, there was a time where there'd be a big contrast, where this area would look all glorious, and then as you look at the door would have this humble image to it. But that's not the case for this Tayron. They did quite a good job with it. So I like the Alcantara you get with this blue piping. Well, it's not really a piping; it's a line just surrounded by stitching. The only thing I don't like is the plastic handle over here, but that's not the issue otherwise. For the rest, it's good. I like the squidgy leather you get, and the window buttons are easy to use. Heated mirrors. This is awesome. And I can confirm you are going to need heated mirrors in the winter, especially when there's ice covering those wing mirrors. Awesome. This is great. Storage space over there. And your transmission is right over here. Now, the idea of moving the transmission there is not something I'm a fan of, but it's awesome nonetheless. It is good. I mean, keeping this area simple, right? The practicality solution is just like its sibling, the Skoda Kodiaq. Look at this. This is awesome. This is great. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the cutest thing ever. Well done, Volkswagen. Well done. Towards the rear seats, things get even more interesting. But just on a side note, because we get a better view of the seats, it should be noted that this is the R line, as I mentioned earlier. So therefore, the seats look like something you'd see in the Volkswagen Golf GTI. I mean, whenever I see this kind, I think of the GTI. But because it's blue, it should probably be the GTE, which is the hybrid version of the Golf. So yeah, it's quite interesting how they've gone about this area. That's awesome. Get a lot of leg room, knee room, and because this is longer than the Tiguan, so that's expected. And this is a 7-seater, by the way, guys. So this is what makes the Tayron quite cool if you think about it. And then looking towards the rear, the sound of the rear door is quite nice, by the way, I have to confess. You can fold down the rear seats very easily from this latch right here. The mechanics, the technicalities behind this, the technical aspects behind this is very similar to my experience with the Skoda Kodiaq. This is basically a Kodiaq with a Volkswagen badge on it. So here's my conclusion of the Volkswagen Tayron. This is basically a Skoda Kodiaq in disguise, but with the Volkswagen charm to it. And honestly, the pricing is very similar to the Kodiaq, which makes me feel like it's casting a shadow over the Kodiaq model. Skoda cars are more practicality oriented. If you need a 7-seater for family use, which is good quality, this Volkswagen Tayron takes the trophy. But if you really want a proper family car that is just better in terms of practicality, the Skoda Kodiaq takes the trophy. But if you want me to be honest, I think they both are even. They both are just as good as each other. But then it makes me wonder, is the Tayron going to cast a shadow over the Tiguan model? Because the Tiguan has been around for a very, very, very long time. So now to release the Tayron was a very big surprise. And it's a good surprise, mind you, everyone. I'm not going to complain. It's awesome. Although part of me thinks that it was a bit unnecessary because everybody's releasing crossover SUVs now. So I guess this is the point. This is the point, to compete in the market right now. Because everyone's doing it doesn't mean you should not do it. You have to also compete. But we'll see where this goes. But we will see where this goes from here. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. I will see you all next time.